This is day number 2 of the YouTube challenge, and today we're going to be talking about lead intake software for attorneys and how to organize and track new leads. We know that we spend a lot of money on marketing and trying to get the best cases to our firm, but all of that can be a waste if we're not tracking and organizing the leads. So what do we need to do? A lead intake software program like LeadDocket will capture every lead, whether it comes from Engage Live Chat, Facebook ad, Google ad, or a referring attorney or a former client. Every lead will be captured in every lead. Secondly, with a program such as CallRail, you can record every single phone call to your law firm. So you can listen to at least one call a day and capture C. Is the intake person at your firm compassionate, caring? Are they showing concern for the loss of the injury victim? It's so important to listen to at least one recorded intake call a day. You need to improve the process for following up. Once you get that new case, what's happening next? And that's the flaw in many intake systems. You need to see with the lead intake software, you can set prompts and tasks for periodic points of time. So for example, maybe 3 days after the initial call, you want to follow up and make sure that there's been some touch point with the new client where you've either gotten the medical records or will be requesting them. With a lead intake software, you can automate texts with clients so that when they first come to your office, they're going to get a text from you, maybe with an attachment of one of your digital ads, because people respond to text much more than email. And secondly, you're tracking all leads in one place, no matter where they come from. Everything is organized. So when the leads come in, you know what part of the town, county, region they came in from. You've got it all in your lead intake software. You know the source of the leads, whether it came from a phone book ad, which not many people do, the website, digital ad, did it come from which campaign on your digital ad, whether it be Facebook or Google? Did it come as a result of your organic SEO, a TV ad, a billboard? Who knows, unless you're tracking it through LeadDocket. The first question that your intake specialist should always ask is how were you referred to our firm? And so I tell our staff that when someone gets referred, you have to ask not only the name of the law firm, but the lawyer, and there has to be follow-up with the lawyer. But unless you do this, you won't know where all of your leads are coming from. It will be a total crapshoot. With this, you have it all in one place. Let's talk about the value of money that you pump into getting cases. What is the actual cost of a lead? How many cases do you have that are new leads? How many are potential or under consideration? And how many leads have been accepted for litigation? Those 3 simple numbers you need to know. So for example, from January 1st through January 31st, how many leads did you get? How many are currently under consideration or potential? And how many, if any, have you accepted for litigation? Those are critical things to know. In the last 12 months, compare it year to year. How many leads did you get in this calendar year compared to the same month last year? How many referring attorneys do you have this year compared to last year? And focus your staff on reporting these numbers. Our firm celebrates whenever we get a new referring attorney because that's our gravy. We currently have 374 referral partners, somebody who's a lawyer or in the legal community who refers a case to us within the past 5 years. Those lawyer referral sources are marketing gold, but they're neglected by most attorneys. So what we need to do here is track not only who's sending us cases, but who's sending us the highest quality cases. Where are we actually making money from? And we can track that information with these key performance indicators, but we can modify this however we want. Because in my view, the simpler it is and more basic, the better. Because if it's too complicated, it will be useless. Give me this year the number of leads you've got, the number of potential leads that are currently under consideration, and the number that you've accepted litigation. Now tell me, how many referring attorneys do you have? How many of your leads came from the internet? Keep it simple. How many came from former clients? Give me the numbers and the percentages. And if you know all that information, and at a fingertip you should with LeadDocket, then you'll be able to report it. You've got all of these automated tasks. You've got breakdown of key performance indicators, and everything is modified so you can customize it for your needs. A very cool tracking software. The key to making this work is having a full-time intake specialist who will master the system and work up all this stuff, know it inside and out, and be your contact with LeadDocket so you can customize everything. And then what we do in my office at 9:15, we have a daily huddle where we meet, and our intake specialist simply reports on the intakes from the previous days. Whether they have merit, what should we do next? Should we get the medical records or just decline? And so it's not a weekly thing, it's a daily thing that we're giving feedback to the intake specialist, and we keep building out systems. So for example, the other day, our intake specialist didn't know the importance about asking people about their smoking history. So I wrote a policy in Fisherpedia. Here's what you need to know. Are they a current smoker? If so, how much? How long have they been smoking? Blah, blah, blah. I wrote a policy and I put it into our intake system in Fisherpedia. And he read that and he says, that's cool, now I know. And as I go through the new leads, I've got this information. Here is the beauty of LeadDocket. My firm has 13 practice areas, and for each practice area, you can do a detailed customized questions by liability and damages. Because for each one of our practice areas, the questions that are relevant are completely different. So for example, a delay in diagnosis of cancer case will have completely different questions than a case involving a birth injury. And a case involving a motor vehicle wreck or a tractor trailer wreck will have completely different questions from a train wreck. So you need to have customized questions for each practice area. It doesn't take long. And then even if your intake specialist doesn't know anything about a delay in diagnosis of stroke, it doesn't matter, because all of the questions that are needed to evaluate it in liability and damages are right there. Just click the drop-down menu and it will have all the questions, and your intake specialist is off to the races. That is it. That's day number 2 of the YouTube challenge. Have fun. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.